Did you know that this is the only American whiskey brand to be born before Prohibition, produced during Prohibition, and survive into today as the same brand? That's right, let's talk about Old Forester. So Old Forester was created in 1870 by George Garvin Brown, and he was a pharmaceutical salesman, and one of the things that he would also sell was medicinal whiskey. Yeah, medicinal whiskey. And back then he was hearing from a lot of his colleagues that a lot of the whiskeys that they were prescribing really lacked in the consistency and quality. So long story short, he decided to make his own whiskey. And at first he worked with 3 different distilleries and he was doing all the blending himself. And then he named his whiskey after Dr. William Forster, who was actually one of his neighbors and one of the doctors that was prescribing the medicinal whiskey. And that's also one of the reasons why Old Forester was one of the first whiskeys to ever be put in a glass bottle. Now fast forward 50 years back to the 1920s and of course Prohibition started. And Old Forester was one of the only distilleries to be allowed to produce whiskey during Prohibition because it was medicine. And of course the doctors were prescribing whiskey like crazy during Prohibition, right? About 11 million prescriptions of whiskey were written in just 1 year. One doctor alone got caught for prescribing whiskey 475 times in 1 day. But yes, Old Forester is the only brand to have survived pre-Prohibition, survived during Prohibition, and still survived until today as the same brand post-Prohibition. And today, of course, it's one of the household names of American whiskey. And actually, Old Forester is still owned by the Brown family today. Let me know what other spirits you'd like to hear about their stories as well. Cheers.